All right, house update. And the house update is I got a riding mower because I got a lot of property. I'm going to try to make it so I can, and I got to close that window because I've got the Cadillac in here. But there's a bird's nest up here and it's shit all up in my car. Like, see this shit, and there's shit on the seats, and I don't even know how to clean shit off seats. I don't even want to begin to think about that. But I got to knock this pole out, which I don't think is structural. Then I'll take that table out over there, and I should be able to fit 2 cars in here, and I could fit the riding mower right up front or something like that. I'll work it out. But ultimately, what ended up happening here was I was looking into renovating the house, and I figured, you know what, why just renovate a little bit when I could just build a dream house? And I think that's the direction we're going. And when I say I think, I know that's the direction we're going. And I'm going to bring you guys with me on this journey about what it's like to build a house, the stuff that you don't expect. There's a lot that I didn't even expect. I've got like drainage engineers, because I'm going to pretty much redo the site. Now, I'll sort of show you what I'm doing, but I'm working with an architect right now. Architect has, and I'm actually going to show you what the house is sort of looking like. So I'll do that right now. So this is what the house is actually sort of going to look like. It's got to be, because it's a historical area where I'm in, it's got to be like a Dutch colonial, and that's sort of the look we went with. It's not going to be green, but this is the house we used as inspiration. And then this is the rough V1 sketch of what the house is going to look like. Now, that's going to be larger on this property. It's going to also have a detached garage. And then on the site plan up here, because although you see the growth coming in, I'd like to level out at least the furthest part of the property, have steps and then nice hedges leading up to it, but have a tennis court on the very back shelf there. So if I can cut that back there, then there'll be a retaining wall. This will all be a level piece of property here, which will just be grass for the kids to play in and people to do whatever, throw footballs and whatnot. The trees is something that I didn't really expect to think about, but I'm hiring an arborist. And an arborist is somebody who is not here to remove trees, but to sort of preserve trees. Now, I've got a lot of trees in this property. This one I love, but I got to get rid of it because it's right in the way. But this is like a Rockefeller Center tree. It's probably 130 feet tall. But there's trees like this. And I want, and you guys, I don't expect you to know the area, but I would like sort of a Greenwich, or not even a Greenwich, like a Westchester sort of feel, where you work within the property and you don't just level the ground and then just start planting trees where you want trees. This tree, what the arborist is going to do is he's going to attach that via wire. So that V, because this, I was concerned that, and this tree is old. It's probably over 100 years old, probably been here as long, if not longer, than the house. But we don't want this splitting and falling on my new house. That would bother me. So what's going to happen is we're going to put that together. A bunch of trees are coming out. When I say a bunch, is like if it's in the way, it's probably going to come out. There's some trees, some trees are just dead. I like that tree, but it's probably going to have to come out, but I really like it. The way the property is set up, we're going to take, the house is going to come out a little bit further this way. It's going to come a little further back, and it's going a little further that way. We're going to keep the front wall of the house, and it's not really a trick, but in a renovation versus a new construction, you can keep a wall of the house, and then they tax it differently. They tax it as a remodel versus a fresh construction. I've got the well over there. That's always going to be in between, but that well is what I'm going to use to do the sprinkler system. There's a lot going on here. I hope you can keep up. The garage right now, I'm going to make it deeper, or this is all, again, this is going to need approval from both the Historical Society, who's concerned about the look of the property, and then the zoning board. But I want to sort of use most of that area there, and I want the garage to be longer. So I would like the garage to be a little bit further this way, so it could be a 3-car garage that goes about 40 feet deep, so a little bit more than 2 cars deep. And then there'll be a loft above it, and then that loft will allow me to have like a podcast studio that would look down, or just a little home office. Then since the house and the garage are separate and there's no a garage attached to the house, I can have either a breezeway or maybe connect it via the basement to the garage, so if it's ever raining, we don't really have to deal with getting soaked when we're out there. But I'll show you a little bit what's going on in here. Not a lot going on. Okay. Here is the brief. I brought in a little table. I've got the internet going on now, and I've got a table to work out of. So if I want to come in the summer, turn on the lights, turn on the fan, come here and just zone out. We may podcast out of here as well, but other than that, I mean, the house is pretty much what it is. But we're gonna keep this wall here in the front. We're gonna dig the basement deeper and further. The house is gonna be wider. I've actually got the plans here so I can show you on the property roughly what it's gonna look like. So ultimately, if this is the street here, this is the existing house, this is the garage. The house is going to be larger here, and not that large. We're talking about 3,700 square feet. The garage is going to be larger here. The tennis court ideally will be back here, and then the property will be stepped down with retaining walls. There'll be a retaining wall here. There's already a retaining wall here, but that'll also be a retaining wall. You'll have the house, the floor plans, the driveway will be wider, and that's essentially the property plan. But there's a lot more money involved in it than I was initially expecting. I haven't even started construction, but I'm gonna have an arborist. I've got somebody doing engineering work once the architect is done with the plans, and there's an engineer. I've got the builder. I've got the not the architectural engineer, but the water flow engineer who's watching where the water is going to run off on the property. That guy's going to cost money. I have the surveyor has to come out and grade the property so the architect can do it properly. That costs money. Everybody costs money. Then the building permits and everything like that, that costs money. Then the town to check that my plans and my experts are right, that costs money. So ultimately, everyone costs money, and that's before I even put a shovel in the ground. So stay tuned. This stuff is all out of pocket right now, and it's not a tremendous amount of money. The surveyor to do the grading is like $1,600. The trees is going to cost me a lot, probably close to $20,000. The architect is 10 plus. I'm just going through numbers in my head. The engineer costs money. Then the landscape architect, when we get finished with the site, will cost money. So just shredding it around like it's going. And this is before, when you talk about like building a house, and it's $200 a square foot or something like that. We haven't even gotten to that point yet. So stay tuned. I'll keep you up to date on the journey. There's a bunch of stuff that I want in the house. It's going to be nice. I'd like to have a nice finished basement in the house, a nice garage. If you guys have any recommendations for people or any freebies, throw them my way. I'm calling in all favors for the house, but I'm looking to make this property. It was initially going to be like a nice renovation, and when I started doing the cost of renovation, I said, you know what, let's just dream house this shit. So stay tuned to the channel, dream housing this shit, starting now. It's already started, but I'm going to take you along on the journey. It's a diversion from cars, but the fact that I'm going to be able to put the cars in my dream garage is why you should watch, or just watch because it's fun. It's like anyone wants to watch a house get built because it's cool. Thank you guys. It's going to be quite the project, and it's going to be a large undertaking that's going to stretch out over a year. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, then I'm just going to record it so I can watch my own build journey 20 years from now. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Just subscribe for the hell of subscribing, for the sake of it. Catch you next time.